Dear students, welcome to CR's digital classes. Today's concept is histogram. Histogram you'll get for a long time, most repeated question. So check it out how the histogram goes on. Histogram is presented graphically. As we know, in this unit all will present in graphs. So histogram also one of the concept will go for representing in graphs. So histogram, let us check it out how it goes on. So histogram is presented graphically. Yes, in this unit, almost all will present in graphs. Histogram is also will present using graph paper. So it is just like a bar diagram what we discussed earlier. So same like we'll be doing histogram also. Check it out. Next point what we have. It is also known as column diagram because all will be doing in columns. I'll be explaining in graph paper. It will be clear then. So, depicting the class frequencies in a frequency distribution by vertical adjacent rectangles. So, we'll frame a rectangle bars just like bar diagram how you have done. Same like that histogram also will go on. That all points, let us check it out in an example. Okay. So, before going to the example, one more concept we have. Let me explain that also first. We have frequency polygon here. Frequency polygon is nothing but calculate midpoints of the various class intervals, then find midpoints and their corresponding frequencies on the graph. So all we need to plot these values. So how it goes on, let us check it out using an example. Then what we have to do is first we have to find the midpoints. So after drawing the rectangles or class intervals will be there, we'll do midpoints over there, right? Same like that, we need to identify midpoints in the class intervals, and then we have to plot that midpoints. Means in the sense you have to join using a scale, then you will get a frequency polygon. That will be clear while doing that in graph paper. Let us check it out. One more definition we have, that is frequency curve. Frequency curve, frequency polygon, one and the same. Little difference we have here, they are telling it as frequency curve. Curve in the sense will do with free hand, right? Like a mountain it will frame. So frequency curve with the free hand, you have to join that mid values. Polygon, just a straight line. So use a scale and make a straight lines to the rectangle bars in the midpoints. So the only difference for frequency polygon and curve is curve in the sense with free hand you have to draw the diagram. Polygon with a straight line, you have to join that midpoint. So that is how frequency polygon, frequency curve will go on. In exam, whatever they'll ask, first they'll ask histogram. So you have to draw the histogram. Then based on the question, like sometimes they'll be asking a frequency polygon also, or sometimes frequency curve, or all together. So I have given example here all together with the histogram, frequency polygon and frequency curve all together I have explained in this example. So let us check it out the example here. So represent the following data by means of histogram, frequency curve and frequency polygon, all the three together. So generally they'll be asking just a histogram or histogram and frequency curve like that. So here all together I'll explain. In exam, based on the question, you can proceed with the data. So here let us check it out all histogram, frequency curve and frequency polygon all. So first, what is the question they have given? Mostly histogram they'll be giving for continuous data itself. So here in continuous data only we have the question. Check it out. Some salary they have given, some 2000 to 3000 range. So that's how class intervals are identified. So some range, lower limit, upper limit, both they'll specify, right? So that comes under class intervals or continuous data. So continuous data they have given here, salary of 2000 to 3000, 3000 to 4000, like that up to 7000 to 8000. Some data about salaries they have given. Next, number of employees they have given. So frequencies are number of employees. In the sense like 2000 to 3000, how many members they are getting? 30 members they are getting in that range salary. Okay, so that information they have given for us. Now let us check it out how the histogram will go on. So what you have to do is first take a graph paper. They'll provide in exam. So check it out. The graph paper you take, and x-axis, y-axis we know already. X-axis we have to draw a straight horizontal line, and y-axis is straight vertical line, right? So draw the lines. So first line here becomes your x-axis, this line, and this line y-axis. Now range, in the sense intervals, whatever you take in the graph paper should be of equal range should be, like you can't jump with whatever numbers you want, like that. Like here what we have, 30, 45, 85 you have, right? So same values you just simply write down in the graph paper and you can plot. No, not like that. So here equal intervals, like class intervals. So here check it out, here we have class intervals. For x-axis, for y-axis we wrote scale here, right? So you have to maintain the scale in graph paper. So here let us check it out how the scale will go on first. So what's the salary scale we have? Salary we have to plot on x-axis, and number of employees, that is frequencies, on y-axis. So salary, how the range is going on, 2000 to 3000 range we have. So this one simply you can write the values on the x-axis column. So simply 2000 to 3000 for first bar I have considered, the next bar 3000 to 4000, like that I have considered. Simply for each bar that values I have considered. Now let us go for y-axis. Y-axis you have to maintain the range here also. So what we have, the least value, check it out in frequencies, that is number of employees column, least value is 20 we have, and the highest value what we have, 85 is the highest value. So now our intervals should be equal range, I said, right? So that should be in between 20 to 85, means definitely in our y-axis 20 to 85 values should exist. Above that you can consider, below that also you can consider, but definitely our range should get all these values so that we can draw the bars. Now let us check it out how the data I have considered here. So what is the range we have? 20, 30, 35. So nearby 5 difference, 10 difference, like that we have. So let us take 10 difference. Our bars will appear very neatly using that particular intervals. So what I have started? I have started from 10. So 10, I have 0 to 10 I have considered, then 10 to 20. 10 difference we are considering, right? So definitely we have to take the same range for the coming value. So 0 to 10, afterwards 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, then 50 to 60, 60 to 70, then 70 to 80, 80 to 90, and 90 to 100. 90 to 100 not required, but just a graphical presentation. So we have considered up to some 100. You can stop at 90 also. So in this way I have taken equal intervals. So equal intervals you have to maintain. You can't take whatever the values we have in frequency. You can't just take same values here. You have to maintain the class intervals, that is scale you have to maintain. So that's what we wrote here also. Scale of x-axis, for 1 centimeter I have considered 1000 as a salary is a title. So salary, 1000 salary I have considered. Next, scale of y-axis I have considered as 1 centimeter is equal to 10 employees. Okay, means a 10 difference. So like that you have to maintain scale also. You have to write scale also. Marks will be given for each and every point here. You have to specify what's the title of x-axis, what the title of y-axis, class intervals you have to maintain properly. Everything you have to specify, then only you will be getting full on marks. Now let us go for plotting histogram. Okay, first let us plot histogram, then the frequency curve and polygons. Okay, so how to plot the histogram now? We have discussed bar diagram, right? We have to draw a rectangular bars, like that. Here also we have to draw the rectangle bars using x-axis and y-axis values, but we have to attach them simultaneously. We have to draw that bars. Rectangle bar, general simple bar, how we have done? We have done this rectangle bars, but we have given some gap in between. So histogram, you have to attach that all rectangular bars. So how to do that one? Let us check it out here. So what is the first value we have in salary column? That is 2000 to 3000 value we got as 30, isn't it? So 30, for 30 we need to plot. So 2000 to 30 we have considered for the first bar, first gap. So first box. So here on you have to start from 0 to what's the value we have? 30. So keep a dot here, and we have considered this entire box for 2000 to 3000, right? So this line you have to make a dot here for 30, make a dot here. Now draw a straight line here like this, then attach that bar. So check it out, we got the first rectangular bar. So understood? Let me rewind again how to do. 2000 to 3000 we have to draw. So 2000 to 3000 for first bar we have considered, right? So here in the second point, go for 30 range from y-axis, that is y-axis here 30 we have. So keep a dot here. Now draw a straight line and attach that 30 value from y-axis line to that 30. So entire line you attach it. So you got a rectangle here. So check it out again how the rectangle bar I am drawing. So what the value we have, 2000 to 3000, right? So for that we have to take 0 to 30 as a range. So keep a dot here and draw a straight line here. Attach both the bars. You will get a 0 to 30 as a first bar. Next go for the second bar. Second bar, what the value we have, 3000 to 4000 we have. For that value is 45. So x-axis you have to go for 3000 to 4000. That is the bar first, whatever we have drawn the bar, that same bar you have to attach here as a second for the second bar. So let us check it out what the value. Up to 45 we need to plot. So 45 comes in between somewhere here, 40 to 45, in between line, the small line will be there, a dark line, that we need to consider. So exactly keep a dot over there, here and here. Now extend this line, whatever just now we have done for 30 bar, we have no first rectangle bar, that upside you have to extend. So you should not give any gap. That's what is a histogram is all about. So extend that 30 line upside. Now draw the next bar to the next box like this. You have to draw the line and attach them. So that's what we got, rectangle bar. So for 45, 3000 to 4000, that is 45. I have drawn the second rectangle bar, right? Now let us go for the third value, that is 4000 to 5000. Its value is 85. So let us check it out where the 85 falls. In between 80 to 90, here we have 85. So make a dot here and here to the next box of before rectangle bar, and now extend that second rectangle box and make a straight line to the next box and join them. So in this way you got the third bar, isn't it? So in that way go for the next values. 5000 to 6000 we have 70. So 70 exactly here we got. So keep a dot here. Now before bar is already above 70. So for that only you just attach that newly obtained bar and make a straight line like this. So you got a one more bar for 5000 to 6000 range. Okay. So next for 6000 to 7000 range, 35 we have. So how to plot that one? Somewhere here itself, below that first bar itself, we'll get 35, right? So 35 somewhere here. So make a dot here and simply for the before bar only you attach and make our new bar. So in this way we got one more. Next last bar, that is 7000 to 8000 you have. 20 value you have for that. So keep a dot for 20. 20 where it falls, 20 here. Keep a dot here. Make a small bar now. That is your last bar. So this is how histogram will be obtained. Okay. The same rectangular bars what we'll do for bar diagram, but you have to attach that bars one to another. You have to attach. There you will get a histogram. So histogram is done. If only histogram they are asking, this in this way you have to present it. Now in our example with the histogram, I have frequency curve also, right? So that let us discuss now. Curve I have explained just now, that frequency curve is nothing but you have to take the midpoints for the rectangular bars and with the free hand you have to draw the curve. Now let us check it out how it goes on. So first bar what we have, that is 2000 to 3000 for 30 range. This is our first bar. In that exactly middle value keep a dot. Okay. Next second bar keep a dot here. That is for 45, 38,000 to 4,000 bar we have, right? That middle, exactly middle where it falls, keep a dot here. Next, go for the next bar. In graph paper, you can identify very well. In between the, that small lines, again little darker line will be the fifth line. So easily you can identify in graph paper. So that exactly that middle line, whatever wherever you will get, keep a dot to that. Next bar, again keep a dot to the middle, and next bar in the middle keep a dot, like that. Last bar keep a dot exactly in the middle. That goes to mid values. Okay. So exactly all the mid values I have kept a dot, or you can simply make a cross also, so that you can identify properly. It's up to us to identification. We are doing all this. Now let us join that dots using a frequency curve. So using just with the free hand you have to draw, not with the scale. So check it out here. Whatever the dotted lines we have, that is your frequency curve. So to show the difference for curve and polygon, here I have kept dotted lines. So dotted lines are frequency curve with a free hand. So check it out, it's in curve shape, like without straight lines we have like curves. So that is your frequency curve. So whatever the small dotted lines we have, just I'm writing on that so that you can identify. So in this way you have to join that dots using a free hand, not the scale. So free hand, make the dotted line. So that is your frequency curve. Yeah. So now let us go for plotting frequency polygon. Use the same midpoints, whatever just now we have identified for the bars, the same midpoints. Check it out here, here we have taken midpoints, right? The same midpoints you have to join again using straight line. So same points we are joining. So maintain bit difference for frequency curve and frequency polygon. Slight change you make. Same points you join, but make a little gap you maintain so that we can understand which is frequency polygon, which is frequency curve. Okay, so what I have done is slight gap I have taken, and using scale you have to draw the frequency polygon. So take a scale, join this from beginning. From beginning you have to join, not directly from the midpoint. From the beginning of the y-axis you have to join, and you can extend also. There is no rule that here you have to stop, here you have to start. So whatever the histogram you will get, entire histogram you have to cover up with our frequency polygon and curve. So up to the happily up to the end you have to drag the, you can drag that curve or polygon. The beginning also you can drag that up to the downside. So like that I have drawn here. So frequency polygon as a straight line, use a scale and draw the straight line to the midpoints again. So make sure that little gap will be there for a curve and a polygon so that we can identify both you have done. Okay, so in this way we will obtain frequency curve and frequency polygon after drawing histogram. So all the 3 points is covered here, that is drawing histogram with the frequency polygon and frequency curve also. Hope you have understood this video. See you all in the next session. Thank you.